Show and tell. Hi guys, I'm Judy and today I'm going to be watching One Piece episodes 413, 414, and 415. What are they saying? Snake fruits? Yeah, they have this. What? They have the same fruit? That's what I was wondering about. There isn't supposed to be the same fruit. Unless they ate the one. They're cursed? What do you mean? Yeah. That's what I thought, but I'm so confused. Oh, execution, that's what they're saying. At some point they stopped, translating it, and I was like, and I forgot that that's what I thought. Nah. He's gonna move them away so they wouldn't break. Oh, Luffy. He's taking care of them because he's a decent human being. It's not really your fault. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't think that's how it works though. Ice melts. Yes. But he cares. And he doesn't care about that. He doesn't think he's going to be executed, no matter what you say. You're asking for permission? Yeah. What's there? Oh, sure, that would not be nice. And it works against his rubber. Offending you. Sure, lady. Guess so. I mean, you saw him beat that animal you sent at him. What is that, poison? Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, if it's going to fall on them, he's not gonna he needs to be careful not to be close to them. He realizes that it might hit them. Oh god. Okay, they have super strong skin or something. It's the haki? Maybe it's the haki, right? Because it happened before. Yeah. Right, yeah. That's what I remembered. Okay. That I had heard him. He was confused. It's the haki. Yeah. I think. That's what I would think. Most. Okay, cool. Uh-oh. Wait. Is that like, does hockey also give you the same ability that, what was it that they could read their, with whatever his name is, with Eneru, they also could, they had some weird power or something. Yeah, but they could also, they also have hockey, and it's just, so maybe you need to learn to use hockey shit to be able to defend against hockey. Like it's a matter of whose hockey is stronger or something. Maybe. Okay. Nice. Well, that was close. Two jewels. Sorry. This is ridiculous. If you say so, lady. Her voice, I know for sure it's someone's voice. That pose. It's so ridiculous. What are you doing? Oh. Margaret. Yeah. Yeah, they figured you care. You realize that punishing someone. God, you're twisted. Like you realize how decent he is, but you just see it as a weakness. Like towards a woman. Fine. Like one of you who realized he was a good person. Yeah, sadly. Noble, she isn't. Beautiful, sure. Strong, sure. Noble, I have a problem with. Like, it's interesting how they're supposedly graceful. They're like, oh, you're using such terrible language or something, when they're doing, obviously the most terrible thing. Oh, is he gonna use hockey? Ooh, like, naturally? Because he learns, we've seen that he learns powers through just like watching people. Oh yeah. So maybe like, he just kind of gets it like physically, kind of, and with the emotional impact. You felt it, but it didn't actually like hurt anyone, did it? Maybe because he didn't want to hurt, like subconsciously he didn't want to hurt, not subconsciously, but using the power but not wanting to hurt the statues. Oh, they faded. All of them? Not all of them, but quite a few. Okay, quite a lot of them. He learned hockey just like that, by sheer will. What are you doing? No, those are shocked, I think. Luffy's able to change his mind so bad. It's incredible. The Conquerors? She doesn't like that. What does that mean, though? And that's for sure. But Conquerors? Oh, they mean Gold Roger. She has the same. I think they mean that. Yeah, that's Luffy for you. Yeah, it just happened because he was feeling greatly, I think, and he wanted to stop you no matter what. So, okay. If the Conqueror really is Gold Roger, and I mean, I think it is, because he conquered the Grand Line. We know that about him. I mean, I don't know unless it's someone else, but if it's him, then we already know that there are a lot of similarities between Luffy and Gold Roger. We've been told that many times on many different occasions in many different contexts. So that's not surprising. It's cool that he, didn't master, but he, was able to just kind of use this haki on his own without any explanation. He just kind of reacted. I mean, I think what triggered it was the fact that he was going up against haki from other people. He didn't know what it was. They couldn't really explain that to you if you asked him. But, he was told by Rayleigh what it was, like the name of it in any case. He saw it take effect. Like, he knew it existed. He didn't know more than that. And I don't think that he made the connection that Rayleigh's haki was the same power, even though they did use the same name. Like, they told him, we're using haki. Like, you don't know how to use haki or something. But I don't know how much attention he actually paid to that. In any case, it seemed like he was, as far as Luffy was concerned, it was just something that, it was this power that he didn't really know what to make of. And that was it. So anyway, I think it kind of triggered, I don't know exactly what haki is at the moment, so I don't know exactly what it triggered, but some kind of response inside his body or his soul. Maybe it's not like a physical, it doesn't seem like a physical power. Maybe it's more like a, something more kind of spiritual or something. I don't know exactly. So it was like coming in contact with it, even though he couldn't, tell you how to produce it. And also the fact that someone he cared about greatly was going to be hurt right in front of him, and it was like the injustice of just him realizing that they were going to do it, that he it wasn't about him, it was about Margaret, who who was such a good person, who tried to stick up for him, and this is what she got for it. And they and they used that to hurt him, like they realized this was his weakness above everything else, and they were going to use it, even though it meant that they were going to hurt someone who was one of them, or used to be one of them. They're very easy, it's very easy for them to just assign blame like that and go all the way with it, and they didn't have any conscience about it. Of course, Luffy didn't care about any of that. It was just the fact that Margaret was going to get hurt. He didn't want that to happen, so he kind of unleashed his haki without even realizing how he did it, not even realizing that he did do it. And so it happened, and I'm guessing it feels to them the same way that Gold Rogers did, Conqueror. What's interesting as well is that Boa has his kind of haki as well. The spirit of the Conqueror, they said, or something. Yeah, it does sound spiritual, if you think about it that way, if that's really the phrase they use. But anyway, because, so far, we haven't really seen anyone, I think, who was like anyone said had the same, like had a similarity with Gold Roger except for Luffy, you know. So that's what's interesting to me. I mean, of course, it doesn't mean that she's the same as Gold Roger in the way that Luffy is, because Luffy's similarities to Gold Roger, you know, again, come in different shapes, like in spirit and in the way that he does things. And Boa, even if she does have this, or Hancock, or whatever her name is, Hancock, even if she does have the same spirit of the conqueror, Haki or something, it doesn't mean that she's, you know, similar to him in any other way. Like, I think it mostly means that she has like a strong will, if I understand correctly. I don't know, or something like that. But in any case, it's interesting. This parallel, this kind of connection that we have with her, I guess. I wonder if, like, the spirit of the conqueror, or the Haki of the conqueror, or whatever it is the reason why she became the ruler of this island, like the princess. Like, I wonder if it's done by force when one is replaced by another, because we know that there used to be, like, the Granny Nyan, or whatever her name was, used to be one too. So if it's just that Hancock like kind of overpowered her, or I don't know if she was like immediately the previous one, but I guess anyway, or if there's like a different, or if just automatically she was chosen to be because she had this spirit, or what, this special Haki. I don't know. And the only one I can think of, I guess, that has I mean, like, we've seen, like, the first time that Haki was introduced, I think like, definitely it was with Shanks, when he used it on Whitebeard's ship. So, but I don't think, and Rayleigh also, like, they have very strong Haki, we can tell, but I don't know if that means, it's probably not, like, the special kind that is the Conqueror's kind or something. What is it? Oh, that it reminded me, the fact that they could read the moves of Luffy reminded me definitely of those, what they call that power that they had. Didn't say Haki. I'm pretty sure, unless they did. The Skypia, and like Eneru's priests, they could also tell the future, or tell, I don't know if I can clue how to even look for it. No, mantra is what they called it. Okay. So it's something else? Yeah, it just reminded me of that. I don't know if it's like, then again, it was on Skypia. And I already talked about that. Maybe they had, you know, we know that they had some names that were different to other to names that we know on Earth. But then they did know what the devil fruits name, like the devil fruit names, like Logia and Paramithia and stuff like that. They also used that. I mean, Enero at least used it. So here I thought, like, maybe they called it mantra when it was actually Haki, but it didn't have the same effects. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm just whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's just like this thing, yeah, that you, like, maybe Haki gives you mantra. I don't know. But mantra isn't necessarily Haki, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, I'm just making up shit. Okay, let's get into the next episode. Anyway, we didn't get an explanation of how come they both have the snake fruit power, devil fruit power. And also they call them cursed. Did they mean cursed by those eyes that they supposedly have on their back? You recovered fast. Fair enough. But he has so much potential, and you're just going to try to snuff it out. Because she saved him, so he's saving her. I mean, it's not because she saved him. It's because she showed that she was a good person by saving him. Why wouldn't he be? Okay, fine. I guess this is the reason why he should be maybe less insolent. It's the poison fumes. Yeah, it's affecting you. Oh boy. He's gonna have to, like, you know, learn to use his haki on the fly. Oh boy. And he's losing conscience. Yeah, he's not. What? Shit. I thought they were going to try to... How insolent. Yeah, by hitting him in the stomach, she, like, pulled it out. I mean, she pushed it out of his system. Like that. I don't know what the hell happened there. How it disappeared so fast. Yeah, okay. But now she can do it again. I guess, you know, she put out a lot of poison, so she'll have to do it all over again, but she can, right? And then I guess he could use the same move. He doesn't look horribly beaten to me. Here we go. You should get out more. Of course not. He also glows. Yeah. We'll see if this doesn't have any effect either. Let's go! It hurts? Oh, she's the youngest? And, I mean, that's not all he has to offer. Yeah, we haven't seen what you can do. Because he's fast. What they called it? I don't remember. The power that he copied to get to do this. But he didn't try this. But it did hurt your sister. I mean, I guess it didn't have a lot of effect. Oh. You can't keep up with it. What more do they have in store? They translate Medusa from Hebigamitsuki. Damn, she's on fire. What does Mitsuki mean? Okay. So much for your Hebiga Mitsuki. Oh. Oh, she did. Oh, it's the eye? Okay, so it is real? Yes. He's hiding it? What is happening? What? I'm not sure. Okay. Is protecting. Why is this protecting you? You realize then what he's doing? What did he say? Yes. Oh, that they would rather die. Luffy, you're incredible. Are you going to acknowledge it, or are you going to... I think it's a lie. Maybe they're just embarrassed. Is that it? I don't know. I don't think it actually turns people to stone. Luffy saw it and it didn't turn to stone. I don't know. Beyond that though. So they just made up this like big story, but it's not real, so like they wouldn't be embarrassed or something. I don't know. What someone did that to you? It's a brand and they're ashamed of it. It's more than embarrassment then. What the hell? Let's hope so. I mean, she seems to be reconsidering a little bit. Is... We're getting somewhere. Okay. I was wondering if we were going to... Because I was, when we saw her in the bath, when Luffy saw her in the bath and saw it, she looked vulnerable. And I said already that there were a lot of reasons why she would look vulnerable in the bath. And surprise in there and stuff. But it was like more than that. And I was wondering if like, there would be a moment when we like would actually feel for her maybe a little bit. And it seems like maybe we're getting there. That she wasn't all horribleness. So, I mean, I don't mind that. Because they showed off their ruthlessness for sure. Their vainness, like her entitlement, to the point that she, like at some point she even said like pathetic about her sisters, like supposedly her sisters are the closest thing to her, and yet it seemed like she at that moment she was more annoyed, like she was annoyed with them. She was more annoyed with the fact that they were losing or that they weren't strong enough than worried about them in any way or anything. But maybe she wasn't really like worried. Like fair enough. Like she didn't really think that Luffy could hurt them to the degree that should be worrying. So anyway, yeah, but they really showcased like that they were horrible, like in every possible way, like just their attitude, the way that they didn't care about anyone but themselves, and like even relished the idea of hurting someone through, hurting someone like helpless and innocent, not in their eyes. It was a really grave transgression. Sure. Luffy, commits a crime just by existing and being there, because he kind of ended up being there. Fine. So it leads me again to wonder if there is a reason why they hate men so much, or if it's just like a general thing and not for like a concrete reason. Just like, oh, men are so boorish, men are so whatever, and we just don't like them. I hope that there's a reason so that you could understand them at least a little bit, even if they're wrong, obviously, and they're not all men are like, in the same way that or women are like, and stuff like that, and Luffy is obviously a shining example of a man who doesn't really follow their stereotypes, I guess. And he has so much heart, and it really shows here, like, incredibly. Like, I mean, we know that he cares a lot about people, and like, he doesn't care about people just because they're people. Like, if he hears about whatever, like people being oppressed, he's just like, okay, whatever, I don't care about that. Like for instance, when they came to Skype, I remember they were like, oh, they have a problem here with some, like, we don't care about that, we don't get involved. Like, he needs to see, like, he doesn't care about people as the concept, but he cares about individuals when he sees, when he sees something in them that, either they show him that they are good people, in terms of like that they, that they're brave or true, or, that they are willing to do something pretty incredible. And not even that, he just needs to kind of get to know them in some way. And then, and then he cares about them. And then anything that happens to them, he can't, go along with that. He has to stop that because he cares about people that he knows. And the thing is, that with these women, they've already done pretty terrible things. Then again, in Luffy's mind, to be fair, in Luffy's mind, like, the moment that they were kind of shocked by his haki, and they put Margaret down, so he was like immediately, at a snap of a finger, he was just like, oh, so you're dissing people after all. Like, he didn't even realize that they were, it wasn't that they cared about Margaret, which was why they, put her down. It was like that he shocked them. But he's like, Luffy is so ready. Like, he wants so much to, forgive people or see the good in them or something in them that, that makes him, like, he doesn't want to be angry with people. Like, he gets really angry really fast, but then it also dies down very fast. Like, he just, like, he doesn't process things too much, or, like, holds a grudge or anything. Like, he's just like, oh, okay, this is the fact. What do I feel about it? Like, this is another fact. Okay, now my feelings change. Kind of like he doesn't, really overcomplicates anything. So for him, in his mind, there's always, like, the possibility for someone to change who they are. Like, he doesn't decide who they are based on something and then never changes his mind again, it does make it, like, if for instance someone did something really horrible, like if for instance they would have broken the statues, I don't think he would have forgiven them no matter what they did, but as long as, it's reversible, as long as he feels that there's, a chance for things not to be like redeemable, then he's completely open to change his opinion, like, without a problem, without even thinking, like, for a minute, oh, I was wrong, can I, how do I make up for it, like, I don't know what, how do I say that? He doesn't care about any of that. He's just like, oh, you're good people, oh, you're bad people. I edited just like a few days ago the episode where Miss All Sunday showed up at on their ship the first time, and they were so confused by her, and she was like saying things like, I don't remember how it went exactly, but like, oh yes, I knew that you were following, like, I let you know all the details about Crocodile and stuff like that, and then, oh yeah, I killed Igaram. Like, it kept changing, back and forth, and Luffy was like, oh, she's bad, oh, she's good, oh, she's bad, oh, she's good. So anyway, yeah, he's very he does make his decisions very fast, but he doesn't cling to them to the end of, like, the earth, unless it's something, like, really, like, for instance, like, one of his friends is like hurt or crying or something like that he can't forgive, something like irreversible that he can't forgive, then he will, pursue this justice to the end of the line. But if not, then he's totally open to anything happening. And he and the thing is here that the sisters have shown him nothing but, pretty much like a cruelty, a condescension, wanting to kill him, except for that little vulnerability when it came to, the thing on their backs. That's and I guess that's the first impression he got from them, though. That's what he saw. And then he saw everything else. Like, he didn't know anything about them, fell into the bath, saw that, then everything else happened. So he knew at the base of it that there was something very personal at the core of them that really, that was really like this really vulnerable place. And it's really funny to see how they realize that his vulnerability is the fact it is hurting his friends or hurting the people that he cares about. And they immediately use that against him. And when he sees that their vulnerability is something completely, it's something of their own. But as soon as he realizes that, he tries to help them, cover it up and, doesn't use it against them at all. Like, he does the exact opposite. So it's just really incredible. It was just really incredible to see it. Because I don't think, we have kind of changed our mind about Hachi, right? But still, it doesn't feel the same way. Like, I don't think we've really seen Luffy like change it. We've seen him change his mind a lot, but like not about someone that he was fighting and he was mad at to some degree. Like, here, he wasn't that mad, I guess, because they didn't break Margaret at the end of the day. But we haven't really seen him like, go so far for someone that he barely knew. It's not true. Like, he did. It's not that it's out of character, but I just feel like here it really drove in this aspect of his character even more. The fact that he doesn't even care. He's been fighting you right now, and you've been, on opposite sides, and he knows you want to kill him. You said so several times. You made it very clear, and he said so too. I know you want to kill me, but I don't want to kill you. Like, it really drives in this side of his character, how important a side, like how strong a side it is. And it was really incredible. And it made even Hancock like cry, which was an emotion we haven't seen. Like, we've seen her vulnerable, we've seen her kind of taken off guard, but not actually, show emotion in that way. And I don't know, we saw a flash of something. It seemed like something burning. So I feel like it might be a brand or something that they're really, really ashamed of. And so they made up this story why no one can see their backs, and how they made it kind of this noble thing when it's not true. They're just covering up their own shame. And Luffy doesn't care about that. He just knows that they feel bad, and he doesn't want, And it's more than that. They said that they'd rather die. And I think there's something about that is, it's the thought that people will see the mark on their back, realize that it's not actually turning anyone into stone. That's what I'm thinking. And realize that they've been lying all this time, and also see it, and also realize that it's like this shameful thing. And that seems to be like the fear that surrounds this whole thing. Kind of reminds me, I don't know, I'm assuming, I'm not sure at all. Because there was in JoJo, there was this character who couldn't show his back. He didn't want people to look at his back. And then in Jujutsu Kaisen, there was another guy like that. And I think he had eyes on his back, right? Pretty sure. So I don't know who did it first, or if it's like, someone else completely, but they all kind of got inspired from. But yeah, that's kind of funny, because I suddenly thought about it. Or maybe it's like some part of mythology that I don't know about. Anyway. A mark of shame? Maybe Medusa. Maybe there's something with that, but I don't know. I know it that well. The story. Okay. Anyway, very interesting. I really liked how this is turning out. I hope it's not gonna be like, oh yeah, okay, you made her cry, but she still is stubborn and she's going to try to kill you anyway. With Hancock, but we'll see. Like, he's fighting people is unrelated to how he feels about them at some point. Like, It depends. He didn't do anything bad either, to be honest. But she won't. Why? Sure. Yeah, she can let go of this need to. Yeah, he probably thinks he'll find a way to get to his friends. He'll figure it out. He doesn't even hold a grudge. Yeah. Because he is full of humility. Like, it doesn't take away from him to give to others. So they don't even know what he did for them? Okay. All right, now we're talking. Okay, it means something more than just shame, maybe. She'll explain. She's gonna tell him. He recognized it. Why? Where did he see? Where did we see that? Oh. Yeah, no, it's actually the same. And you know everything? You know all these secrets and you kept them too? She read about it in paper. That's his charm. He's so unaware of how, how much change he's causing. Oh, it was a celestial dragon that did this to them, right? I think that's what the silhouette looked like. Seriously. Okay. Like him? Like who? Gold Roger? Who? But that...
そなたの巨人の友の額に刻むシンボルの意味も8のマーク
So there is a relation?
天かける竜の蹄天竜人の紋章じゃ
Yeah, okay. So they branded her as theirs or something, as a slave? Or is it something else?
一生消えることのない人間以下の証明天竜人
Fed by the world nobles?
マラバたち三姉妹はその昔世界貴族の奴隷だった
Okay, I thought it was slaves, but fed... I don't know what they meant by that. Fed by noble...
マラバが12の頃じゃ
Oh, they're so...
バカにしないでもう一人前の戦士よはいはい見張りは任せたよさすがに私たちもお手伝いする
So she came from this island?
ソニアマリーどこクジャの海賊船からわらわたち3人
Yeah, okay.
生まれて初めて見る男も恐怖の塊でしかなかった
Okay, that explains their hatred for men, sure. If they saw... all they saw were men for the first time, that's what they did to them. I mean, the social dragons are not just men, but if that was their experience.
4年経ったある日の夜
Oh, Rayleigh maybe freed them?
事件が起きた
What
人
was
々に
this?
は誰も逆らわないそれが
Yeah, we've seen that.
あのレッドラインを素手でよじ登り天竜人の住む聖地マリージュへ一人乗り込んだ男がいたのじゃ
When was this? 12 years ago, she said? No, when she was 12. Maybe...
後に魚人海賊団を率いる冒険家フィッシャータイマー魚人たちを多く虐げるその町の奴隷解放のために彼は力の限り暴れ回った
Okay, so it's not someone we saw.
彼には計り知れない恩がある世界政府を敵に回したタイマーはその者たちと太陽の海賊団を結成し外界へ飛び出したのじゃ
Oh. The Sun Pirates is...
まるで呪いをかき消すかのように皆の体に刻まれた天竜人の紋章
Oh. To the sun.
太陽のシンボルに変えてそなたがわらわの楽園を見間違えたというのはその魚人海賊団の太陽
Yeah, so there is a connection. But wait,
そうだハチのおでこにあんのは太陽を見て
that's true. Is that what they call...
あいつも奴隷だったのかな必ずしもそうとは限らないわあれは奴隷だったものとそうでないものの区別
Yeah. They wanted to erase the difference between them.
ちなみにフィッシャータイガーはもう死んで魚人海賊団はいくつかの一味に分裂
Yeah, and then Arlong became just a part of that group. Okay. I was wondering, like, where Arlong fit into the picture.
余興で口にさせられたメロメロの実とヘビヘビの実の能力のおかげで国を騙し秘密を守ることができているもしもあの時 そなたがソニアの背中をかばって。
They would have realized that you were slaves. Yeah. So she has to like keep up a front all the time. I mean, it's not just a front. I think it was like a defensive mechanism in some way. Like she had to protect herself. She couldn't let anyone know the real her or this thing. So she had to like be, you know, to keep everyone at the distance by fooling them with her beauty. Damn. Like it doesn't make it right, but you can understand that. Luffy doesn't know how to do that. I mean, one of his friends was almost like, I mean, yeah, was almost turned into, like a Tomodachi was also almost turned into a slave. So he knows it doesn't change who you are. She's really pretty. All of a sudden, like she's more pretty with the blush and the colors in her eyes and all that. So we're just going. Okay, that was kind of short, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, I guess it continues with the journey. And again, we only have Luffy here, so I feel like we like the story wants to get back to the others as well. So that was really beautiful. It really turned things around. Like again, it doesn't really excuse the way that she just like who knows what. Well, I mean, by the reactions, it seems like it doesn't happen often that men just stumble into there and people get punished for it. But just the fact that she could do it, that she didn't care, that she, you know, stopped herself from caring. It makes a lot of sense when you've been hurt and you're so afraid to be hurt again. You kind of cover yourself up here literally, but also like emotionally. You just kind of push everyone away and you become, you know, your most formidable, I guess, most like condescending self. You look down on people so much. Whatever. But you know, just so that they won't see you, the weakness in you. Just to, like, if people look up to you, then they don't, you know, they're not able to, they just, like, you know, they have the stars in their eyes. Of course, here it's literal, because with the love fruit, they're able to, like, she's able to make people, like, actually kind of go blind, I guess, in some way. Like, yeah, so the whole Medusa Gorgon thing didn't actually happen at all. So there's no like power to turn into stone. Like, yeah, her power turns people into stone, but it also, I think it's the actual effect of, like, I'll tell you what I'm not sure about is that either like the power itself is called love, so that's why I think it's the love itself that's the power, that she turns people extremely enamored. Not that everyone is just so enamored with her because of her beauty, and then the power is just to turn those who are enamored with her into stone. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm like I wonder if the supernatural like aspect here is the fact that everyone loves her so much. I mean, yeah, I get that she's so beautiful and people forgive her for everything because she's beautiful, supposedly. But I want to think that it's more than that. That it's actual a literal power that turns people into simpering idiots because of her beauty, but like not just because of her beauty, you know. And then again, it didn't affect, you know, the Marine Vice Admiral. Like he was just like not affected, and it doesn't affect Luffy either. So I don't know how that works. Anyway, so I guess people were just like affected by beauty, which is like, I guess most people, it seems, were like, and then the power itself, they're just like affected by the beauty, and they really just forgive her because she's beautiful, which is so stupid, but okay. I mean, it's stupid, but there's definitely I don't think it's like impossible to believe. It's just that I wanted to hope that people, when something terrible is done by someone beautiful, even if this person is so beautiful, they still will not stand for it. But here it's, yeah, I don't know what to say. So anyway, yeah, so her beauty is so amazing that people are just, yeah, they forgive her for everything. So anyway, yeah, she used that, you know, to make her to make her seem powerful, to make people, not just kind of think she's perfect and not question anything about her, to keep herself safe, to keep her sister safe. And so for her, given into anything was like she couldn't afford it because she was so insecure about, the secret she was hiding, the fact that she knew deep inside her that she was just like that she was like less than anybody else, and she was so afraid that anybody else will find it out and think the same thing about her, know that the fact that she's a slave means that she's somehow less than them. She was a slave, sorry. She's not a slave anymore, but, she was so afraid of that thought because, the whole idea of a slave is that people look down on you. And we've seen how the social dragons, act and what they do to their slaves. So it's kind of this thing that she doesn't ever want to feel again. And she will do anything to make sure that no one ever looks down on her, even a little bit, And so, yeah. And so it definitely does, it's a good explanation for why she is the way she is, and why she, she didn't feel bad about, acting that way at all, and yet at the same time make us feel for her, you don't forgive her for that kind of attitude, but you can understand it. You understand where it stems from, and if she changes it now, realizes that's the thing that I was talking about, how Luffy, Grandma Neon said, how can this guy be so bow his head and be so happy for, those who like she was saying something about the fact that he didn't care at all. He seemed to have no pride, but that was the thing, that he doesn't need it because he's so secure in who he is, and he doesn't need this extra feeling of oh, I'm in control. I'm, people don't look down on me. He doesn't care what people think. He just does what he does, what he believes in fully. And so he's completely whole with himself. And so he doesn't mind, giving away, kind of being extremely grateful, or, to someone who just tried to kill him or something. He doesn't, he has so much of himself kind of that he doesn't, he realizes that, treating others the way he wants to be treated and stuff like that is not making him any less of who he is. If anything, it makes him more. He makes him stronger. And it's kind of, it's how we see in Hancock and her sister, and especially in Hancock, how she's the exact opposite. She was, so much was taken from her that she just that she feels that if you take any more, then she will, crumble, and she can't allow that. So she has to fill herself up with this fake kind of feeling of control and superiority that is based on nothing, pretty much, because there is so much fear underneath it that that the thought, she was annoyed just by the existence of Luffy. You can't be kind or generous with other people if you feel that takes away from you, if you feel that way you make yourself vulnerable, so all she has is her pride, and she kind of used it to cover herself up and not let anyone in. And so yeah, it was really this kind of this parallel, this contrast between Luffy and her, and how how their life, I guess, experiences really affected them so differently, and how they choose to see life and how they react to it. And anyway, when we managed to get through to her, we heard her story, which was, yeah, I love how it ties, because I love how it ties to, the previous arc, because, I mean, I know there are sagas, and then there are arcs within the sagas. So I guess this is just a continuation arc. I don't know what the saga is called, though, at this point. Because we're dealing with the same thing still, with the Fishman Island. We haven't even gone in there yet. But we're dealing with, with kind of the things, kind of coming before that. All the prejudice against fishmen, to understand, what we're getting into, basically. and the celestial dragons and how and the slaves and how they're treated and stuff, and it's all, you know, this big story that we're discovering. And yeah, it was yeah. So I loved how it's like, obviously, like, because it felt like, you know, this, okay, now we're suddenly somewhere completely else, and there's this, you know, women that we have to deal with that have nothing to do with anything. Like, sure, we just need them to like get back to where we were, but now we see how it all connects and how it like added this new kind of layer to the story. Now we know just how far the social dragons, you know, have gone, like their influence. We heard about the mark, the brand that they use, and the fact that, you know, fishmen like Hachi, either Hachi used to be a slave and the mark was turned into the sun mark to cover it up, or he didn't used to be a slave, but he still got the mark because he was part of the Sun Pirates, and, you know, and everyone there got the mark. To like, it's not even hide, it's just kind of to erase, in a way, the fact that there was like a difference, that these people are slaves, like all of them are equal, basically, was what the mark was saying. And it doesn't matter what their past was. So that's interesting, definitely. A lot of interesting stuff. And I really enjoyed it. This was really good. I don't know why I'm like on edge. I just keep waiting for... I mean, I know why I'm on edge, but like, I just keep waiting for something to bring up Ace somehow. Like, I was just thinking about him all the time in these episodes, like, and nothing had anything to do with him, you know. But it's just like, he's always in the back of my mind because I know, you know, whatever it is going to happen. And the thing is that now Hancock is going to basically take Luffy back to where, to the source of her utmost fear. I guess it's a good way to kind of handle, like, kind of face her past once and for all and be able to overcome it. And maybe, you know, do something to, I don't know, stop slavery forever. I don't know if we can do that, but it's interesting that, like, I don't think she realizes where she's supposed to take him. Maybe she's just going to take him, you know, close enough, and then just, I don't know what. Or she'll actually want to go back there to, I don't know, face it. Anyway, but the thing is that she's going to go out, and we know that she's supposed to assemble, I don't know where, I think it, you know, at where the world government is, right? The capital is, maybe? I don't know. Where she... I don't remember where they said they had to assemble. But yeah, I think it's like, I feel like something has to happen. Like, I don't know. Oh, I can't wait for Luffy to find out about Ace. I just can't. I can't with the tension of it. Anyway, okay. Yeah, I don't know why I brought him up, but I mean, yeah, it does make sense. It makes sense that if she goes out, then she'll have to, you know, do something about that. I mean, I don't know. Okay. Maybe like she just made friends with Luffy. Maybe she'll say, like, she'll be, I can't get my thoughts together. But anyway, she already refused to assemble with everyone else because she doesn't want to do it or whatever. Actually, like, she said, oh, but I'm so afraid, you know, kind of as a joke, but I think it's true that she doesn't want to go out too far or not go there, maybe. If that's where they're supposed to assemble, like close by to where the social dragons are. So yes, it makes sense that she wouldn't want to go there for real, out of real fear. So if she's going to go there anyway with Luffy, pretty much, yeah, we'll see what she's going to do. Maybe she's going to sneak or something. We'll see. So I hope you guys enjoy this reaction, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Special thanks to my top Patreons: Redding's here, Andy Plays All Night, Terranor, Michael Gabriel, Shadows Moon, and Marsh. And to the rest of my amazing patrons, who without their support I would never be able to keep on doing this. Thank you so much.